Back in with money.
Want to do money segment? All right.
Here comes the money.
What's going on in the mortgage market?
Let's see here. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
It says Jared.
Joined. Hey, welcome back to the program. This is the money segment of the big show. This is your real estate chalk talk, and we're broadcasting from the Rack Shack Barbecue. And you always how everyone says "the" now. This is from the Rack Shack. You know, it's called all the sports players when they come on and introduce themselves from the Ohio State.
All right.
From the,
Ohio
The
State.
U.
Yeah.
The U.
Yeah.
How about those Gophers?
Why do they
There's
say
a bunch
that?
of them that got awards in the Big Ten.
Did
They had
they?
a heck of a year.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did have a good year.
job. They didn't beat any good teams, though,
No.
did they?
They beat Penn State. Right?
Good teams. All right.
Penn State's good.
Is it? 612-627-8000. 612-627-8000.
If they could have at least beaten Wisconsin or Iowa, it
Right.
would have really changed the
Yeah. Opinion.
a lot of the opinions of the Gophers.
I think so too.
Right.
You know, because a lot of these college teams do this. It's the same all across the country. So when you have Georgia and a lot of these other teams that are doing really well and they're like 10-1, well, they also played a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not scrubs; these are big time athletes. But you got a big program that has a lot of ability to recruit high talent. It's like, you know, the Wild playing Bemidji State.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Crushed them.
maybe I don't know. The Beavers are pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, not when I played. I don't know. We could have took the Wild on.
All right. The jobs report came out. 100,000 more jobs this month, and
I saw that.
it's just huge. What impact does that have on the market?
Real quick though, Jared Hanowski, this guy actually does all the work at the branch, right? That's
Right.
what
Well,
Kelvin
I know.
tells
Kelvin
us.
does a lot
Kelvin's
of work.
he's a figurehead.
I know, but if he's on the video here, we gotta make sure he's getting chirped a little bit too.
He's
So,
the boss man.
he is. Yep, Jared Hanowski, AMEC Home Loan.
He wears a
612
suit. Look at you in a.
Yeah, well,
It's
I'm
Friday.
more
anyhow.
casual.
612-432-2252. Give Jared a call. Go ahead, Jared.
Well, to answer your question, usually, I mean, it hasn't been as dramatic the last year when the job numbers came out, but in years past,
Because with Trump, they're used to him crushing the numbers.
well,
He's
that's
gotten
kind of
used
been
to it.
that's kind of been the trend
Yeah.
the last year. I mean, that the job numbers come out and they always beat expectation.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this morning, I read a quick article that they just hammered expectation. I don't know who set that number today.
I
though,
don't
because
either.
it came out at 266,000 new jobs.
Right.
Now, what are those jobs? So, right, is that
Well, they said some of them was GM going back to work because the
Okay.
strike is settled. But that was all calculated in then the 188 that they expected.
Seasonal work for people going working.
But that's the same every year.
Sure.
So that's always figured in,
Yeah.
calculated in.
so
But it's 100,000 more than they thought. Understanding that GM was going back to work and all. Now,
But then they'll go next month and then adjust previous month numbers down.
no,
by-
they never do.
No.
sometimes they adjust them. Like they'll say, "Hey, November's report, we're adjusting up or down."
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay. But
Sounds good.
the stock market usually and the bond market will react to that report. So,
Mhm.
example, futures this morning, stock market futures, I believe, we're trading a lot higher
Mhm.
right off the hop just because of that. Everyone starts, and then treasuries sell off a little bit.
Right.
Mortgage, I think pricing opened up a little bit worse this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, short story is, I mean, if the stock market's doing well, bonds will sell off generally, which is going to increase interest rates.
Right.
But I mean, we've been pretty level for quite a while since we dropped. I mean, I don't see any drastic changes, but you never know. Something happens in the global economy that causes the stock market to either go down or up. That generally will affect interest rates.
Now, I was reading articles this week that the procrastination, is that what the word is?
Procrastination?
Not procrastination, prognostination.
Okay.
Forecasters.
Prognostics.
Yeah, they're saying that, what is it? What is the word?
Not
Prognostication.
pornography,
Prognostication. Prognostication. They're saying
What's
that they expect real estate to be strong for
What'd
the
you say?
next 2 years.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yep. And not like, skyrocketing, but strong.
hmm
And normal good increases, good production off of from builders and new construction, because jobs are good. 3.5% unemployment rate in this country.
Right.
I mean, think about what that means. What that really means is the people who aren't working either just don't want to work,
Yeah.
or they're moving from job A to job B, and they're in the period in between.
Yep.
You know, because a lot of people will get a new job, they're going to take a couple weeks off, they're going to take a month off or whatever it is, or their new job starts in 3 months, and we're just going to kind of chill for a couple months while we get moved and settled in. But essentially, when you're at 3.5%, you know, everyone's working.
Yeah, and there's job. I mean, if like you said, if people aren't working, they're basically
Don't
not,
want to.
Yeah, not going out there trying to find something.
Right. Or being so hyperly picky about what they want
Right.
that, you know, you can make yourself not work too if you don't want to.
Yeah, we had somebody, I mean, with the housing market staying steady, I mean, we've had people tell us they're going to wait till it regresses.
Right.
And I just don't, I mean,
You're going to be waiting a decade.
right. I don't see that happening.
I don't either.
Especially in some of the price points. I mean, there just isn't the inventory, so you're not going to see a regression.
And especially not substantially.
No, I mean,
Mm-mm.
You know.
maybe $5,000-$10,000, but I mean, on your mortgage payment, that's literally lowering your payment by like $16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not substantial enough
Yeah.
where,
It's more like your seasonal adjustment.
right.
Like we talk about selling a house in the winter versus selling a house in the spring and timing the market. The whole conversation that we had in the first segment. That's where you're seeing your swing. Now, if we had a huge increase in inventory and the overall economy was in a tough spot,
Then
Yeah.
you'd see us.
then you see a little bit of that. But
Mhm.
the inventory itself is what's primarily driving the prices to go up. I mean, is
Right.
Yeah, I think
So-
that those increases, those huge increases that we were seeing in 13, 14, 15, 16, that's past. That was
Right.
that
Yeah,
was
we don't see
recovery
that.
increases. Now you're seeing just normal increases, driven basically by new construction, which always drives it. You know,
Yeah.
because cost to build, cost to replace
Keep
goes up,
increasing, right?
and they keep increasing, and then the existing market will follow that and lag a little bit, but it pretty much follows the new construction depending on how old the house is. And it's the particular price stratas you'll see have because have different rates of increase, because builders in general can't build in the entry level price range in a close one. So they're building in the more, the $500,000-$600,000 range, which makes the existing market challenging because they're competing nose to
Right
nose with
against new
the builder.
construction.
But if you're in that $300,000 or $400,000 house that's in good condition, you are in great shape if you're wanting to move up to that nice new property that you've always been dreaming about.
Speaking of competition and new construction,
Mhm.
what do you guys do, or what can you do with new construction builds over the wintertime where builders aren't allowing escrows to take place? Is there anything that you can do with you competing against a builder's in-house finance scenario?
Well, if they're weather-related escrows, we can escrow until the spring. So if it's in the contract, sod, driveway.
But the builder
No,
won't
but the
escrow.
builder won't allow for the escrow. The builder won't escrow money.
Oh, well, we have
Is
got
there a-
exceptions. Well,
Okay.
but you said the builder will not escrow with another company.
Yeah. They don't escrow,
Period.
period.
Oh, they don't escrow,
Mm.
period. Well, I mean, how would they get the work done
They
in the
pay
winter?
for it in the spring.
Oh, but they just won't. They won't escrow with.
Yeah,
an
you know how
outside
like
company.
you guys
Yeah.
would require in a traditional scenario, if
Mhm.
we can't put sod in because there's snow on the ground,
Yeah.
there would be escrows from the seller
Yeah.
into an account,
Right.
and that sits there 1.5 times the amount of the bid is, and then it comes back out and gets paid. But the builders don't escrow, so they're just like, no, we don't do that. We'll put the sod in; it's part of the contract. We'll pay for it and get it done.
Right. Yeah. That would be tough. I mean, we'd have to get some type of exception. But if the builder won't escrow, I mean, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac require you to have the work done, whatever's in the contract.
Hmm.
So
So how are the builders getting around? Because virtually every national builder does it that way. They don't escrow. And so if you're using their in-house, which is just another mortgage company,
Yeah, and I
selling
don't-
into the same pocket.
I'd have to check. I don't know
Are
how
they holding that? Are they holding
well,
that
even
loan
if
maybe
even
until?
if they're holding it, they still need to deliver it at some point.
Well, but they're delivering it after the work is done.
So maybe they're holding it, but they still funded the loan when that work is not done
Mhm.
and with no escrow. I don't know the answer to that. I'd have to find out. But I mean, we've always been told that there has to be some type of escrow. I had one this year close in July. There was no sod done. Sod was supposed to go in sometime throughout the fall. Well, it didn't get done now, and now we're into the winter season. So now the work has to be done like 120 days.
6 months.
Yeah. And we held the money in escrow, but now it's still not done. So we have to go to Fannie Mae and ask for an exception to go into next spring.
Mm-hmm. Which they'll grant.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, the sod, this was a townhouse sod.
Mm.
So, I mean, it's literally $500. And the
Right.
seller's money's still sitting at the title company.
Right. Could a buyer finance that or put forth the money for the escrow?
We've done that.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, with the buyer side title company, they could escrow it. Yeah. Now, will the builder let them do that though?
Yeah.
So
we've had it. We have had it.
it probably depends on the
yeah.
builder too, if it's a national builder or if it's a.
So if they escrowed their own money but then got their money back, or the
Right.
builder compensated in some fashion, that might be a way to work around.
Right.
We want you guys to be able to compete on these deals.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, with the national builders,
It's tough.
they're tougher and they're bigger. Obviously, they do crazy amount of volume, and especially with, I mean, my house, for example, Lennar, they're everywhere. Communities popping up everywhere with them.
Yep. Yeah, and those are the guys. I mean,
Yeah.
Lennar, DR Horton.
Right.
That's who we're talking
Tradition,
about.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No
Cool.
escrow.
All right. Well, that's it for this week.
That's it.
Thanks for coming in, Jared.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Give Jared a call, 612-432-2252 for refinance or purchase money mortgages at AMEC Home Loans, or call us, 612-627-8000.
You've been listening to your Real Estate Chalk Talk with